In this video, we will be talking about how change is coming to the UK immigration rules.
Recently, many migrants have been in panic following pressure from the government to stop or limit the overseas employment of workers. Lately, in Parliament, many MPs stood against Starmer's employment bill, saying it does not prioritise the British people. Most opposing MPs said, the UK patriots need to be put first before the foreign workers and not the other way around.
And into work. Clauses 8 and 9 of the unemployment bill take us in the opposite direction by increasing entitlements. His government itself estimates that these changes will increase business costs from £600 million to £1 billion a year in sick pay. That will mean higher prices, fewer jobs, less growth. Will he drop these measures from the bill?
Because the majority of jobs in the UK are occupied by foreigners. The current UK employment bill seems to prioritise work from overseas employers, especially in the healthcare and technology sector. So these MPs are bent on the fact that this should be limited and prioritise British people first.
And we will reduce the secondary threshold, the level at which employers start paying national insurance on each employee's salary, from £9,100 a year to £5,000.
Before we continue, please subscribe to our channel and ring the bell for upcoming updates. The United Kingdom finds itself at a critical crossroads regarding its employment and migration policies, with recent parliamentary debates highlighting deep divisions over the direction of labour market priorities. The controversy has intensified as opposition members of Parliament challenge Labour leader Keir Starmer's employment bill, arguing it fails to adequately prioritise British workers in an increasingly competitive job market. The debate has sparked significant anxiety among migrant workers already established in the UK, as governmental pressure mounts to restructure overseas employment frameworks. This tension reflects a broader national conversation about balancing domestic workforce development with the traditional reliance on international talent, particularly in crucial sectors such as healthcare and technology. At the heart of the controversy lies a fundamental question about the UK's approach to workforce management and immigration policy. Several MPs have vocally opposed what they perceive as an overemphasis on foreign recruitment, asserting that British citizens should have precedence in employment opportunities within their own country. This sentiment has gained traction among parliamentarians, who argue that the current system has led to a disproportionate representation of foreign workers across various sectors of the UK economy. The healthcare sector stands as a particularly contentious battleground in this debate. For decades, the National Health Service, NHS, has heavily relied on international medical professionals to maintain its operations and meet the growing healthcare demands of the British population. The current employment bill's apparent continuation of this approach has drawn criticism from MPs, who advocate for increased investment in domestic medical training and education programmes, instead of perpetuating dependence on overseas recruitment. Similarly, the technology sector has become another focal point of the debate. The UK's booming tech industry has traditionally attracted talented professionals from around the globe, contributing to the country's position as a leading technology hub in Europe. However, critics argue that this has sometimes come at the expense of developing and utilising local talent, with some MPs suggesting that more resources should be directed toward upskilling British workers to meet the industry's demands. The implications of this political standoff extend beyond immediate employment concerns. Many established migrant workers have expressed deep concern about their future prospects and job security in the UK. This uncertainty has created a palpable sense of unease within immigrant communities, particularly among those who have built careers and lives in Britain over many years. The debate also raises important questions about the UK's post-Brexit identity and its position in the global economy. While some argue that Brexit should herald a more domestically focused approach to employment, others contend that maintaining international competitiveness requires continued access to global talent pools. This tension between nationalism and global economic realities underlies much of the current parliamentary discourse. Proponents of the current employment bill argue that certain sectors face genuine skills shortages that cannot be immediately addressed through domestic workforce development alone. They maintain that a balanced approach, combining international recruitment with enhanced opportunities for British workers, is essential for economic stability and growth. This perspective emphasises the practical challenges of abruptly shifting away from established patterns of international recruitment, particularly in specialised fields where training new professionals requires significant time and resources. However, critics of the bill point to unemployment rates among British citizens and argue that more could be done to match domestic job seekers with available positions. They advocate for enhanced training programs, apprenticeships, and educational initiatives specifically designed to prepare British workers for roles currently filled by international recruits. This approach, they argue, would serve the dual purpose of reducing unemployment and decreasing reliance on foreign labour. The impact of this debate extends to Britain's international relationships and reputation. The UK has long been viewed as a destination of choice for skilled professionals from around the world, contributing to its cultural diversity and economic dynamism. Any significant shift in employment policies could affect these relationships and potentially influence future international cooperation and trade agreements. The situation has also prompted discussions about the need for a more nuanced approach to employment policy, one that recognises both the legitimate concerns of British workers and the valuable contributions of migrant professionals. Some suggest that the solution lies not in strictly limiting foreign workers, but in creating more opportunities for skills development and career advancement for all workers, regardless of origin. As the parliamentary discussion continues, it becomes increasingly clear that finding a balanced solution will require careful consideration of multiple factors. The government must weigh the legitimate desires to prioritise opportunities for British workers against the practical needs of key industries and the broader economic implications of any policy changes. The way forward likely involves developing comprehensive policies that address both immediate employment concerns and long-term workforce development goals. This might include increased investment in education and training programmes for British workers, while maintaining carefully managed channels for international recruitment in sectors with genuine skills shortages. As this debate unfolds,